See how much fun this thing is to watch?
Coffee. Hey, welcome back to my vlogs and videos channel, Grace Notes. I'm Grace. These are my notes. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you like my videos and want to support my channel, give a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, chat at me and leave a comment. All the things. Well, here we are, somehow. Life has been a little bit crazy lately, but I am sitting down for this minute because it is Testimony Sunday, because every day with God is a testimony. I have been working at the hotel since August. There's always challenges whenever you start a new job. You're in a new place and with new people. In my case, I'm in a new city, in a new province. Well, kind of new. I mean, I was born here. Man, how many years has it been since I lived in Saskatchewan? 14 years in Alberta. I was 13 years in Ontario. So that's what, 27 years? 27 years since I lived in this province. In other jobs that I've done that have been more office related, I was working reception or filing or mailroom. That didn't really involve me being an integral part of a team, but working in a busy hotel on a housekeeping crew, there is a lot of teamwork involved. For me, that's kind of been like being the new kid in junior high school. That was never a good experience. Just had a different slant on things. Still do. There is this thing though, when you are an outsider entering into an established group of people. You might be on the crew, but you're not necessarily part of the team. Not everybody welcomes you. People dynamics. They are such that there are always some that like things the way they are and present hard resistance to change. It's just human nature. When you work long hours with other people and make a point to be helpful and do a good job, you do form bonds if you can survive the hazing phase. This whole process has really opened my eyes to the damage done by this whole COVID thing. I know, hey, where did I get this from that? I told you, I think on a different slant. It's true though, these obscure little things, and they're hard to describe because they're things that you perceive, right? They're things that you feel and you witness, but they don't really carry a definitive description, right? It's just something that's in the pulse of life that you notice. It just indicates how evil, how purposefully evil, not just evil, purposefully evil, that whole COVID deal was. It was so designed to separate people from each other, to isolate people not for their health and safety, but only to break down that bond that forms when people spend time together. And this is particularly true for the church. There are numerous verses in the Bible that speak toward our strength as Christians being in collective numbers, and not necessarily in large numbers. It's not an amount of people, but definitely in our bonds to each other. The closeness, the unity, that is a key factor in the effectiveness of the church. Go read some. Unity. You can't do that when you're separated. It's not that there are many, it's that you are together in unity, in person. This is important to God, but you can't do that in isolation. So none of those verses are talking specifically about isolation, but it's very evident to me why isolation is a problem. For Christians, for the church especially, isolation is the death of unity. And also some of this is coming from just my life experience. If you have ever lived with a narcissistic, abusive partner, you know the first thing they try to do is isolate you. Isolation is absolutely strategically key. You're easier to gaslight and manipulate and control when you are isolated. So I see that in this agenda that has been the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, I am on that team. And it bothers me to see how many people are still so afraid. They're still isolating. They're still terrified. To separate people from each other, we're not created to thrive like that. And anything trying to justify separating people from each other and breaking bonds comes from the enemy and nowhere else. That being said, I'm the first to say that I'm not a particularly social person. I like people, I love people, I also like my own space. But I guess that's also why this has been such an interesting epiphany to me. Actually getting kind of a download from God as to why He created people to be together. None of us are meant to be an island, and we are at our best when we're working together, even when we're very different. So at my work at this hotel, it's a very multicultural environment. Several of my coworkers are Muslim, from African countries, from Kenya to Sudan. Some of my coworkers are Spanish speaking, from Colombia and other South American countries. There's a few of us white Canadian folks. Yeah, it's quite a mixed bag. There's definitely differences in culture and language barriers. I can't understand a word some of my coworkers say, even when they're speaking English. And yet, we learn to communicate with each other and make ourselves understood. We have to in order to work as a team. We don't isolate and avoid each other because there are differences or fears between cultures or any sort of thing like that. If we did, we would never get any work done. We would never get to know each other as people. And in that process, we have actually grown to be a pretty solid team that respects each other as coworkers and likes each other as people. And here's where the rubber is kind of meeting the road here for me, because as a Christian, I pray for these people every day. Every morning, I take some time to hang with God and get prayed up for whatever is gonna meet me in the day. Believe me, working at a hotel, it's a good plan to get prayed up. Praying for other people in general is part of that morning prayer time with God. But if I'm not connected to people, those can only be blanket prayers, right? And a prayer like that is not spoken any less confidently of God hearing it than when I pray for people that I know personally. Blanket prayer is better than no prayer. For whoever it applies to, it's there, it's active. Even when I do know people from a distance, and I know their situation and I'm praying for them, it can be specific, but it's not necessarily connected. I can only pray for people connectedly when I am present with them, when I know them personally. Praying connectedly with someone that you are present with doesn't only benefit them. Because God, you know, He always works things out so that whatever you do in obedience to Him for the benefit of other people will also come back and benefit you in ways that you never imagined. When you pray, actually caring about the person that you are praying for, actually concerned for the destination of their soul, that is prayer arriving to God in spirit and in truth. That is the heart of God. He wants that none should perish. And I'm in this place where connecting to the heart of God in my prayers for other people is bringing me to this place of deeper growth, fantastic personal relationship with Christ. And there's no greater benefit to me than that. So I don't know if anything I'm saying makes any sense, because like I say, it's something that I perceive. I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of this. But the basic message to my Christian family out there, our prayers, our words, our connectedness with those words matters. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, watching my vlogs. This little channel is praying with connected intention because of you guys, so mad love. Well, I'm out for now, but I will see you soon. I love you all. Take care of each other. God bless you. Mwah.